The Les5150 Podcast begins now. Hey, welcome to the podcast, everybody. Episode number 21. Hope everybody's having a great week so far. Sorry the podcast is running a little bit behind. It's actually Tuesday. It usually drops on Monday, but I felt like since the podcast came out on Saturday, give that one a little bit of time for people to listen to and then drop this one a day later. And then we'll be back on track later on this week on Friday. So I wanted to talk about a character that has shown up in a TV show. And we'll just go ahead and quit beating around the bush. Let's get right to it. Superman showed up on Supergirl, and I've had the opportunity to see that show. And I wanted to kind of give my opinion on the character because I've seen a lot of bickering on forums and a lot of people bashing the new movie Superman versus the TV show Superman. And I just want to kind of put my argument in there. And here's my true argument, is that I prefer Henry Cavill Superman. I like the muscle-bound Superman, the serious guy Superman. I don't care for the Superman that's on Supergirl because that character was already done by Christopher Reeve. And I love and cherish that Superman because as a young man growing up, that's the first Superman I seen on the big screen was Christopher Reeve's Superman. So I don't think there's anybody that can come close to playing that character as good as, let me rephrase that. I don't think anybody can play that comedy Superman as good as Christopher Reeve played it. He made you believe there was a Clark Kent and there was a Superman. And I absolutely love those movies. And people laugh when I say I love Superman 1, 2, 3, 4. Love all of them. I even like Superman Returns. I thought Brandon Routh did a good job. And he kind of looked like Christopher Reeve. And he nailed the Clark Kent, but he didn't really remind me of Superman. Now, Henry in Batman vs. Superman and Man of Steel, he nails Superman, but he nails a different Superman that is the tough guy, the Superman that's later on in the years in the comics that I have found more interesting, especially the Death of Superman comic books. After that, and the Return of Superman, Superman Lives, that Superman I love. And you just kind of do away with the whole Clark Kent thing. Because you don't need Clark Kent now. It's Superman. You don't need Christopher Reeve movies. You did need Clark Kent. Because it's a different type of Superman. These newer movies, a little bit darker tone, a little more edgier. I like that Superman. That's my favorite. He's a superhero. We don't need the alternate ego. We got Batman to do that with Bruce Wayne in the new movies. We don't need Clark Kent. We'll see Clark, I'm sure, but not in the world like what we're used to in the last two movies. When honestly, Man of Steel, you only see him towards the end anyhow. But, a lot of people don't like the Henry Cavill Superman. I like him. I like it a lot. And a lot of people love the Supergirl Superman. I don't like him. I think he's a good actor. I think he plays a good campy Superman. And he plays a little, kind of a little tribute to Christopher Reeve by some of the things he does. But he's not Chris Reeve. And he doesn't sell me on both. Christopher Reeve did that, not this guy. And I don't like the costume. I don't like the colors of the Supergirl uniform or the Superman outfit. They're a little too dark red for me. It's almost like a kind of a dark, bright, not dark bright, but dark garnet almost. I don't care for that. Neither one of their uniforms I actually like. And I kind of lost interest in Supergirl towards the end of the first season. I just felt like, okay, it's just not it's not that, it doesn't have that hook to me like the movies do. And even The Flash kind of lost me a little bit. Like I was watching it and then lost interest and got back into it. And I just can't, I don't know. I just can't stick with it. And like Arrow, I never really got into Arrow. But anyway, we're getting off subject here. We're talking about Superman. Well, actually, you know what? We're talking about all of DC Comics. And here's my thing with the DC Comics movies and the TV shows is the TV shows have nothing to do with the movies. But if you flip over to Marvel, supposedly they're tying the Marvel TV shows into the movies. But the Marvel character, I don't care for these. I mean, they have good stories like Luke Cage and Jessica Jones and Iron Fist. Like, yeah, they're cool characters, man, but I don't care. I wish they wouldn't have wasted a TV show on those characters. You know, could we have done like somehow tied, Spider-Man, for example, is getting ready to make an introduction into the movies. Couldn't we have done an event leading up to the Spider-Man, movie through the Netflix shows or, I don't know. I feel like there's other characters they could have did. Like we could have did Hulk. I mean, there's a lot of shows instead of making a standalone movie. Because let's face it, the Hulk movies never really did that good. But Hulk character would do well in the TV show, and I think it would do well on Netflix. But anyway, I'm jumping over to Marvel. Let's jump back to DC because that's what I want to talk about with Superman. And while we're talking about Superman, we'll talk about Batman. I love Ben Affleck's Batman. I think he does a great job. It reminds me of Batman. And once again, Affleck does a good job of selling Batman and Bruce Wayne. And I think that's important in that role. And Christian Bale's Batman, I liked. I liked him for the first movie was good. The first movie was really good. Batman Begins, I loved it. The Dark Knight, Heath Ledger's performance as the Joker was what stood out in that movie, honestly. I didn't care for Batman, though. I felt like I just didn't care for that Batman suit. I just, it's little things like that bother me. I love the way that they went with the new bat suit in Batman vs. Superman. I love that look. It's a great look for a bat suit. I love it. Even Wonder Woman, I love that look. It's not the traditional Wonder Woman uniform, but it's pretty close. And I mean, it's really close. And what I really want to see is Green Lantern, bringing the Lantern Corps and all that, because I felt like the movie of Ryan Reynolds. I have it on Blu-ray, and people hate on me when I say that. I actually don't. I don't think it's a horrible movie. I really don't. I think there were chances taken in that movie, and they took them, and it kind of failed. But I don't think it's the worst superhero movie I've ever seen by far. I've seen a lot worse, but I don't care for the Superman and the Supergirl. I prefer the darker Superman. And I really feel like that's the way we should go and see where we're going with Superman Lives or Superman Returns, whatever they're going to call it. He tweeted out a picture of the black suit. Let's see where we go from there because, listen, Christopher Reeve, to me, it will always be the best Superman. Of that type of Superman from then, from 70s and then early 80s. I like that Superman. And Christopher Reeve is the only person that can play that type of Superman. And bottom line, he's the only person who can do it. I think other people have tried and they did a decent job. Like Lois and Clark, I never really got into that show, man. I'm such a huge Superman and Batman fan. I never really got into Lois and Clark because I was like, this is a little too mushy for me. I'm just kind of like, Watched it, and then I got bored with it. And I like the Superman cartoons. I thought they did a really good job of that. From Justice League and Superman and all that. You know what we really need is a good Superman video game. And I made this comment. I'm going to jump off track for a second. I played a Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. And some of the stuff, the fighting and the flying in that game, I said, it would be awesome if they took this engine and made a Superman game. It'd be awesome. But anyway, I would like to know your guys' thoughts. What do you think about Superman, the movie version, the new movies, Man of Steel, Superman versus Batman versus the Supergirl Superman? Or what do you think about Christopher Reeve as Superman? What do you think about Dean Cain as Superman? What Brandon Routh as Superman? So let me hear what you guys' opinions are. Give me some feedback. What's your favorite Superman? Who do you think's the best Superman? And what are you looking forward to in the DC universe? I'm looking forward to, hopefully to bring Nightwing in and the Flash. And there's so much, I would want to see Green Lantern. I want to see what they're going to do with Aquaman. I'm really excited for where DC's going. Now, I'm not hating on Marvel because I like Marvel, but I'm excited to see what they're doing with DC. But anyway, hey, thank you guys. This is just a little short episode, man. Just kind of wanted to talk about the Superman ordeal, and I wasn't going to spend 30 minutes, 40 minutes talking about it. But anyway, thank you guys for hanging out so much, man. Hey, make sure you come over and check us out on Twitch this week. Twitch.tv/Les5150EVH. We're doing Battlefield 1, which is a wonderful game. I highly recommend it. Go get it. As a matter of fact, I'm about to start playing it as soon as I finish this podcast and letting it, finish its thing, and then I'm hitting the sack because I'm pretty tired. And I got a long day tomorrow as well, and I have so many thoughts running through my head, and I can't catch them all. You ever have that issue where you just like, I want to talk about this, this, and this, and then you start to go to talk about it, and you're like, everybody's like, Les, you need to take notes, and I'm like, I should, but I don't have the time, and I need to start using my phone. What I need to do is go, hey, Siri, can you take a note for me? But, yeah. Oh, by the way, hey, for Denver Bronco fans, and even if you're not a Denver Broncos fan, but you know somebody who is a Broncos fan, go to teespring.com/Denver Defense. It's a new shirt I created for the Denver Defense in the old school logo. It's called They Like the D. It's a cool Denver shirt, so it's teespring.com/Denver Defense. Go check it out. It's available on Teespring. There's not a lot of them. There's only 15 shirts, and I think I've sold a couple. But I didn't want to make a lot of them because I wanted to make it kind of a cool little item to have. But anyway, for Broncos fans, go check that out. And as well, thank you guys so much. Make sure you check us out on YouTube, iTunes, SoundCloud, and Twitch. Thank you so much for stopping by. As always, you guys stay cool. I'll stay Les5150, and we'll catch you on the Friday podcast. Till then, we'll see you. Bye-bye.